Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I am here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you when I'm talking to them. I may say them when I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the past, present, or the future. Take only the parts that resonate for you and leave everything else behind. Not every story is going to be for you, and that's okay. If you are relatively new here, my readings do tend to reach into the future just a little bit, so you might want to go back into the archives maybe 6 to 8 months. You might find some titles back there that resonate more for you now. Those of y'all who are digging around in the archives, I see you in there. I see you. Alright guys, I hope everybody is doing good and feeling good. Hope that new moon energy is treating you well. The energy's been kind of weird for me for the this week has been really kind of an interesting week, energetically speaking. Yeah. I'm like, I can most certainly feel when people don't want me talking, because when they don't want me talking, I have a really hard time recording, and it's happened a couple of times already this week. So I'm aware. Alright, I'm gonna start off with the triple deck today. Let's shuffle up these majors. So Mercury stations direct on the 29th of this month, but the post shadow doesn't end until, I want to say, December the 16th. And now, since, you know, initially when Mercury went retrograde, it was retrograde in Sagittarius. Now it's back in Scorpio. So maybe certain things that have been, I don't know, kept quiet or kept secret or kept hidden from you may be surfacing now. And that information will most certainly change the dynamic of everything. Alright, let's jump in, see what Spirit wants to talk about. We're going to do an open spread. And see what we got going on. Yeah, I can always feel when there's energy being projected towards me because they don't want me talking. I'm getting too close to something. Spreading too much truth. I can always tell when it's happening. And that's okay. You might put me on pause, but you won't stop me. Alright, let's get into it, y'all. Wow. Okay. Like, his first line is crazy. So, collective, I feel like you're in a solid space. I think currently you may be in the energy of withholding. You know, you've pulled back your energy from certain people. Like, you don't want to deal with them, you don't want to work with them because you're recognizing that the relationship is over. I do have the energy of somebody here who is in the same line with you, but they're kind of, I don't know, I get a sense of instability, like where you are, and it has a lot to do, I think their instability or sense of instability has a lot to do with the fact that you've withdrawn completely. I get the impression that they don't really know what to do. there's not a whole lot that I kind of feel like there's not, but like the position that they find themselves in, I feel like there's not a lot that they can say to like defend their actions or inaction. Yeah, so somebody wants to, I do feel like somebody wants to communicate with you. Like I didn't have that initially out here, but I could see it coming. But there's somebody here who you don't want to deal with, who really wants to rush in and create some kind of opening for dialogue, despite the relationship basically being over due to potential lies and manipulation. Okay, now whoever this is that you may have been in a relationship with, so this is, I mean, for me, it's understandable why you don't want to deal with them, because whoever it was, whoever this person is, this is someone who is, they kind of appear to be like a bully. There's somebody who's very arrogant. They never may have expected, they may not have ever expected you to be like, nah, I don't want to deal with you. I'm not really interested in working with you at all. And the thing about it is, even in the sector where they are, like, they may want to kind of bridge a gap between you to try to, like, okay. I'm like, I got a bunch of different things going on in my head based on the imagery here. Okay, let's start here. You are stable. And I'm not even saying like balling out of control or anything like that, but you've gotten yourself into a space where you're like, you can manage. You're good. And I do feel a sense of protective energy. It not overtly like guarded and all, like not Queen of Swords guarded, like not quite like that. But you're reserving like the energy and effort you would put into certain situations. You're reserving that shit for yourself. Okay. So let's start there. Okay. Now, there is someone in your energy who maybe there's some distance between you. You might not even be on speaking terms. They're a little bit at a loss because they may have never expected for you to withdraw completely. It wasn't something that they had ever anticipated or planned for. But the person, I kind of feel like this is, when I say they're not a team player because a lot of what they did or the choices that they made or the things that they did were really only to benefit themselves. So this is, in their arrogance, they may have felt like you would always just kind of be around, I guess. Oh yeah, you don't want no parts of this. Yeah. So whoever this person is, and now out here on the board, I have them as a masculine presenting person. Doesn't necessarily have to be a man. Okay, could definitely be a woman in operating in a distorted masculine energy. Interesting. The person, and that's part of the reason why. Okay, so this person is kind of like, I don't know what to do, right? But here's the thing. This person doesn't even embody self-love. They don't embody the energy of self-love, and I think that may have a lot to do with like this ground, because you are very, like, you're stable and you're grounded. This feels very intentional, like the choices and decisions that you've made they've been very intentional. They've been very intentional. Now, there's someone here who are dealing with some kind of financial deficit. Because I'm seeing this in two different ways. But with these cards all together, it kind of feels like robbing Peter to pay Paul, honestly. So they may be dealing with something that kind of has things upside down for them, and they're feeling a little stressed because maybe in the past you could have been like someone very supportive. You know, you played a strong supporting role in this person's life, and now because you've withheld, you know, you're withholding all of your energy in order to keep yourself balanced, you're no longer giving to this situation. So now they're a little stressed because I don't think they ever anticipated your withdrawal. Okay. Like, hey, Lori, I think this is your reading. This sounds like a little bit like my last client. I didn't even use this deck. All right. Yeah, like, okay. I just heard you moved on quickly. I think that's also part of it too. I think that's also part of it. There's a little bit of shock factor, the fact that, you know, you've withdrawn, but I think they're also kind of tripping off of the fact that you moved on, and you kind of moved on quickly. You may have just, you know. Yes. Whoever this person. There you are. This is funny as hell. I'm saying it's funny as hell because I swear I did not use this deck, and it's haha funny because a lot of, like, usually when I do a client reading, I usually see energies of things that I've talked about collectively, but because I haven't really been able to, like, create the videos for the collective, and I did a client session first thing this morning, like, literally this is the same reading that I just gave my client. This is kind of funny. So, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. Whoever this person is that you've decided or chosen that you don't want to deal with, we'll just put it out there first. This person has never been, whatever the relationship dynamic was, they were never really a team player. They were really never, you know, I don't feel like they were putting in any effort or enough effort to, like, solidify the foundation of the relationship. They did not do that. You did. They did not. And you may have tried to, hell, you might have even tried to tell this person, like, hey, you know, I need a little bit, I might need a little bit more from you. Cause literally you could do bad by yourself. But if you're gonna be here, I can't be doing bad and you're right here with me. Like, nah, that ain't it. But the person that you were dealing with, again, it is masculine presenting, because the male cards out here are all in the reverse as distorted energy. This could have been somebody here who was more heavily focused on the appearance of looking like everything was cool versus things being actually very cool. So you may have also been dealing with, this person may have also been very selfish in terms of the effort and energy that they gave. They like the appearance of having like a picture perfect relationship or family dynamic, but they didn't really, I don't feel like they actually like showed up that way. Um and if this is like a family dynamic or something like that, this person, the way that I heard their rules, because this person comes across as kind of a bully, very self-serving and a bully. And then they throw money around, they throw money at shit, make thinking, and it could have even been that way within your relationship. You know, if I throw money at it, that makes up for, you know, my lack of participation or something like that. But that's not even really it. Like, I want the appearance, I want the actual appearance of you know, the life that I provide you, or that the life that I'm able to provide, but I'm not really going to participate in it that much. It sounds weird. And so if you've turned your back on this person, because I already see that the relationship is pretty much over, that they didn't anticipate, now you've got these boundaries up, because I don't really think you feel for this person. The ironic thing that I see, the ironic thing about this board is I don't actually see any love, which is a little problematic for me. I don't see love out here, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic relationship. I don't know what the nature of this relationship is, but I don't see love out here, which is telling. Yeah, you're just kind of like, I'm moving on. I'm good. You know, you're trying to keep the peace in your own life. Turning your back on this situation, you just want to move on. Whoever this person is, they may behave a little bit like a know-it-all. Damn. They may behave a little bit like a know-it-all. Like, they got a lot to say. You don't really say shit unless it's necessary. That's kind of the energy. Like, you're very detached from there. Whatever this is, you're very detached from it. You're not even really all that interested in defending the fact that you've detached. You're just like, I'm done. Yeah, so they're not happy that you've moved on. Jeez. I don't know the nature of this relationship. It could have something to do with the family dynamic. Not necessarily, though. Um, there's definitely some disharmony in this relationship, though, and it has a lot to do with the way that they... It kind of gives me like the disharmony stems from the way that this person behaves. It's something in the way that this person behaves. And I think you're very focused on just maintaining your own sense of stability. It's like focusing on the shit you need to focus on, and you're just tuning out everything else. And while you may not be thrilled at the fact that you've had to do this, like, your focus is just moving on. I don't even want to think about this shit anymore. Yeah, it's like they care about the appearance of the relationship, but it fit. So there were two cats. That's all that commotion. There were two cats in the backyard. Of course, they got away before he could get close enough to them, but oh shit. Whoever you were dealing with. Okay. Whoever you were dealing with, this energy feels very much like, it's weird because it's almost like they've positioned you. I'm seeing this two different ways. I do feel like somebody here has been trying to position you to make you kind of dependent on them. Okay. They've kind of put, I don't know who this is for you, but they've kind of positioned themselves to make, like literally to make you kind of dependent on them. It's like they want you to be focusing. They want you focusing on them or what they want. But then they don't. It's like they want you focusing on them and what they want, but they don't give you the same kind of effort and energy. But they don't want you. It's like they want you dependent on them. I mean, I think they actually kind of like that. But I also kind of get the impression that this person, they think they know it all, but they're like, I'm getting the energy of like a bully. Like a bully and a narcissist. The King of Swords in the reverse is the narcissist card. And right here, it just feels like, like, no. Because I can see right now that the relationship between you and this person is in disharmony. And I mean, it could be partially because this person doesn't love themselves, but I don't know. I don't think you have any feelings for this person. Like, I don't know who this is for you, but you ain't got no love for them. Your boundaries are up, and I feel like you've kind of turned your back on this person and their breadcrumbing energy. Because again, it definitely feels like somebody who just, they don't spend the time or the effort or the energy, but they throw money at it. That's what this looks like. And throwing money at it is not going to make us, that doesn't make for the foundation of the relationship. And if that has been what the foundation is based on, then yeah, that's rocky as hell. And I wouldn't be surprised if the tower jumps out. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of focused on, yeah, you're focused on your own stability. And you kind of push through regardless of what this person may contribute to the overall relationship dynamic. Yeah, you're like happier on your own. Like this person's not happy. They're not happy. Yeah, they're not happy, but you're here to be fine. Yeah, you're fine. Look at that. And I feel like you're determined to like create your own happy environment. It's like what you were dealing with wasn't your wish fulfillment. Now you're inspired to go and create that for yourself. Has something to do with and there's something really significant about the way that this person communicates with you. It's something about the communication style. It kind of feels a little hostile. Because remember, I said they do kind of come across as a know-it-all. Yeah, so it comes across as kind of a know-it-all. But then again, I said they don't really know as much as they think that they do. And it's the communication. It's the communication or the communication style or whatever they're saying is that's what actually creates the disharmony between you. I literally don't. I mean, I loosely think I know what this is. Like in my own life, not me personally, but I think I kind of know what this is. And again, like I said, I'm not always talking about the same group of people or whatever. I'm like, oh, I know what this is. It ain't me, but I know what this is. Yeah, you're just like, you're withholding. And we go right back down to that again. Same thing from the top to the bottom. You're withholding. You're just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Wait, hold on. Let me let the dog back in. You were too slow. You couldn't get to them fast enough. Okay. Okay. I don't know who this person is for you, but there's an energy out here. I mean, this could go a number of different directions. But there isn't, I don't know, this energy is kind of like somebody here, they want you, I do see somebody here just wanting you focused. They want you focused on them and their needs, what they want. Now, This could be you, or this could be somebody totally outside, because I see it in a couple of different ways, because I do have a lot of people out here. So I was trying to take into consideration, like, maybe this is just one person. Like, this is you. Like, I've identified who you are in this mix. You are this Queen of Swords. But I do see there are other people that are connected. There are other people in this situation. You kind of have your guard up with everybody if we're talking about more than one person. Because I do have now I have two sets of counterparts. Wait, no. Yes, I have two sets of counterparts out here. But this kind of feels, oh, that's why, because it's not connected to you. I was so confused, because if this is energetically the same person that we're talking about, this bully person, I kind of think that they're unhappy at the fact that you don't open up to them. Like, you ain't giving nothing. Like, you ain't giving nothing. You're not very open to this person. You're not very open to this person. It's kind of funny because just this one angle right here, it definitely looks like it's kind of like, and I mean, this is no shade, no shade, no tea for anybody that this resonates for. This feels very much like I really don't have I don't have no energy to give you unless you're paying for it. That's kind of what it looks like. If that's where you are, I get it, Because for me, this whole sector right here, just in this one section right here, it's kind of like when I make jokes about my unblocking fee is $5,000. Like, and that's just an unblocking fee. That ain't, that ain't about, not knowing my worth, because I can guarantee you, one, they can't afford the unblocking fee, and two, if they can't afford the unblocking fee, they most certainly can't afford my worth. So this energy here definitely feels like I got nothing for you, and if you want my time, you're gonna have to pay for it in some way. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you're done. I'm like, the very last card out was the 10 of Wands in the reverse. I'm like, oh, you're done. And I have that up here with the 7 of Wands and 3 of Wands up here. You're like, I don't have anything to give you. I have nothing. I literally have nothing. I'm withholding all of my effort and energy. I'm completely detached. I don't really have anything to say or communicate. You're like, there's got to be better options or other options outside of this. And while you may have had, a vision in your head of what would make you happy, it's like, so it's kind of like if you in your mind had a vision of what you perceive the 10 of cups to be, and you are recognizing that you don't necessarily, what you actually have isn't a reflection of the 10 of cups in your head. This almost feels like, it literally almost feels like, since I don't have the 10 of cups that matches the vision in my head, I'm just going to go create the 10 of cups for myself, where the relationships and connections are based on unconditional love. There's something here about conditions. There is something out here about conditions, like conditions, like conditional, like doing things. It's like this person, they, like I said, they throw money at something instead of the time and the effort. And that is not what builds or fosters love and harmony and understanding. This is an interesting, I'm like, I know exactly what this is though. So I feel like you're definitely inspired, like now that you absolutely know, like what you've had isn't the vision of what you want. So this is like going back to the drawing board and starting, almost like not starting over, but yeah, kind of. It's like, I didn't like this 10 of cups. This is what I thought the 10 of cups was going to be, and that's not actually what it is. So let me go back to the drawing board and then do it my way. Like the way that I create this 10 of cups dynamics, my wish fulfillment, do it my way. Now there's another energy out here too that kind of, it's like, remember we talked about somebody who thinks that they know it all, but they don't actually know as much as they think they do. And then down here, this kind of feels like, down here also could be them. This could be like the energy of them finding out that they don't know as much as they thought they did. I'm like, this also could look like this person also discovering that they don't know as much as they thought that they did. Okay. Oh. Well, here's some illumination about, oh. This is interesting. Remember when I said whoever this person is, it's like they throw money at shit? Like they don't invest oh. It's like they don't invest the time and effort, but they throw money at it. Instead of going within to try to figure out another solution, it's almost like they obsess over... Okay. Whoever this person is, it's like they kind of obsess over things that are like outside of their actual control. You being one of them. One of those things that they can't control. Whoever this person is, they obsess a lot over things that they can't control. Because I do kind of feel like there's an energy here of somebody who just, they don't really know what to do in terms of how to they don't know how to connect to you. I don't know what this relationship is. I don't know who this is. But this, I mean, like, for you. Like, I don't know who this is for you. But whoever this is, they don't know how to connect, like, on an emotional level. They don't know how to connect to you like that. They don't know how to connect to you on an emotional level. But I also attribute that to people who, like, I feel like usually people who don't know how to connect on an emotional level, they are lacking, like, some type of emotional component for themselves. Like, they don't, you know, like, they don't love themselves, or they just don't know how to express them. They don't know how to express themselves that way. I like the energy of you really focusing primarily on, because I do have the Lovers and the Devil both out here. And you know, I always talk about the Lovers and the Devils being two sides of the exact same coin. With the Lovers being of choosing something that is more beneficial to you and something that you want versus choosing what this person, because I kind of see that it's like you and this person are kind of, there's like this friction between you, because they want you to, it's kind of like they want you to do what they want you to do, but you're choosing, and instead of it's like they don't want to work with you, they want you to do what they want you to do. You want to do what you want to do. So, and I think that this is funny because it's the illumination around it. It feels like maybe you're recognizing where their tactics or the way that they go about it is somewhat manipulative. Oh. Yes. Okay. Here's the thing. Yikes. Here's the thing. Yeah, this, I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, no. I don't know if this is like a parental figure I don't know who this is for you. I'm like, because it kind of leans into like somebody who, like, you want to do things your way. This person, this is a father figure, so husband, father, whatever. But this person feels like this man, because he's out here a couple times in different embodiments, he wants you to do things the way that he wants you to do them, right? You want to do things the way that you want to do them. It's weird because what it feels like, okay, and I don't necessarily have the cards out here, but I'm going to tell you what it feels like. If it does feel like there is a sense of manipulation, and even though I know manipulation is kind of a strong word, I don't necessarily think that that's the motive. I don't necessarily think manipulation is the motive. I truly do think that, like, I'm kind of getting a parental figure, like, wanting, okay, I'm like, I wish I can get a better example out of this. So, say this is a father figure, husband, father figure, and they want things to be done in a very particular kind of way, because in their mind, they obsess over this shit, okay? Whoever this is, they obsess over it. But the reality is what they're choosing or what they want for you, if this is like a father figure, because this is like them being focused on, they're focused more on what they want for you versus what you want for yourself. Because I see that very clearly. There's a strong energy of somebody just really being hell-bent on, I want to do, like, you know, it's like a father and a child, and the child has, you know, desires to pursue something very specific, and the father figure's like, no, don't do that because it doesn't make any money, and blah, 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 blah. And so from the father's perspective, it's almost like they're doing it in a way because they want to prevent their kid from making, like, in their mind, they want to prevent their kid from, you know, turning into a disaster and a failure. I mean, that's just kind of what it looks like. But they don't realize the damage that they're doing to the connection between them and their child with this kind of domineering behavior. Because I kind of get the impression, like I said, this person feels like they know everything, and really you, because you are the upright card as the Queen of Swords, and again, I mean, I've got counterparts out here, so you could be man or woman, but I feel like you know the reality and the truth of, like, you, because I kind of get the impression that whatever it is that you're choosing to pursue, like, you've done all the research, you've looked heavily into it or whatever, and it's kind of like, you know, the father figure's like, no, do what I say, and then wants to hold something over your head, because we'll say like an educational pursuit, because then they hold it over your head because they're like, well, I'm paying for it, because there is a financial component here where they're paying for it, and so they feel like because I'm paying for it that I should have say in how, you know, like, say college, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one person, like the student actually says, no, I'm considering these schools. And then the dad goes, no, I want you to go to these schools. And because these schools have the best of us and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, but I've already done all the research on those schools, and that's not where I want to be. That's not what I want to do. And I'm really just focusing on my goal. Like, these are the things that I want to do because it's my life, right? But then this father figure, like I said, instead of the time and the investment in the connection, they just throw money at it. And so it's a really interesting dynamic out here. Because right here, it almost looks like you see that if you make the choice, if you choose to do what they want you to do, then you will be miserable. And so you're trying to find a happy medium somewhere in the middle where it's kind of like a win-win. Like, you know, like, can we at least agree on, like, this is the short list of schools that I want to go to. I'm just using that as an example. Like, this is the short list of schools that I want to go to. Can we at least agree on these schools, and, you know, whatever. That's the energy. I mean, like, put it however, you know, however the story works out for you. But that's kind of what it's like. One person is very hell-bent on having things done their way, but there's a financial component to it, and they feel like if I just throw money at it, that changes everything, and that's not really what it is. Because what's going to happen is they're going to end up losing the relationship with the collective, being that, like, forceful about it. Yeah, see, and I just see it. Y'all don't see eye to eye. You don't see eye to eye at all. And they're worried. This is interesting. Y'all don't see eye to eye. He isn't. Okay, I like this. I like this. This is not a bad reading. I'm like, okay, this ain't a bad reading. This is not a bad reading. Because the masculine, while this masculine, this domineering man, I do feel like he's getting an opportunity. Here's the truth. But this is an opportunity here for them to kind of look at something from a different perspective. They're worried about one thing, and I feel like this is kind of like something is being illuminated to this person about the way that they're going about it. Yeah. And this kind of feels like okay. This kind of feels like an energy of somebody having to come to terms with the fact that they're kind of hyper focused on, you know how when I talk about, like, you know, where your mind goes, your energy flows. If this is a father figure, they're kind of worried about, like if this is a father-child scenario, like, I don't know. I'm kind of getting an energy of, like, somebody, like, I do feel like this person wants, like, good things. They want all the best, right? But I also get an energy here where they're kind of coming to the realization that they are genuinely worried. Because, like I said, they think they know it all. But they're kind of discovering that, you know, maybe you know more than what you let on. And that, you know, you're making sound decisions or whatever. And you actually avoid something, like some shit, by following your own lead. Because you avoid this tower by listening to yourself and following your own lead, making up your own mind. And I kind of get this impression that there's something here is being illuminated to this masculine energy about the fact that you know what you're talking about, or you know what you're doing. There's like, and you do it in a, you know, you're not doing anything haphazard. You're not making decisions off the cuff. You're not just, you know, jumping at shit. You're not doing that. Like, you're doing things in a very measured kind of way because you've done your research, you've done your homework. Like, everything that you're doing, you know, you're doing it with intention. And I think that what this masculine presenting energy fails to see, or they haven't seen it, is that you are actually capable of doing and achieving based on the way that you are already, you know, operating. This is an interesting read. Yes, remember when I said they need to look? They're so busy paying attention to you and trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, that they're not paying attention to their own shit. And it kind of feels like this is a time where they gotta kind of put themselves in check. Yeah, it's kind of giving I was wondering when this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Look. I'm like, listen, Linda, listen. Okay. Yeah, it's the same energy. Okay. Because I do have an impression, like, it does give me the sense, like, it's giving me parental figure. And I feel like there's someone here who they're kind of afraid. There's changes happening in this person. I kind of get the feeling that part of the reason why this masculine energy is in this specific energy is because they're afraid of something. There's something in the dynamic, or there's something that's shifting, maybe within the home environment, or just there's a shift. And they're worried about the change. They're worried about something changing. They're worried about something changing. Okay. They're worried about something changing. I don't know why, because it looks like I mean, for me, I don't know if this is like negative. I don't know why they would think of it as a negative, because it doesn't look like it. It looks like the changes that are taking place they're fated to happen. And somebody is afraid. So because they're afraid, they're trying to avoid the thing that they are afraid of. They're trying to avoid something that they're afraid of. This is I'm like, it goes into a couple of different layers, but there is, now I have it in two different places where it's kind of like, again, go back to that whole somebody wanting, this is weird. It's like somebody wanting you to be in a position of, and it's conflicting for me. That's why I'm having a hard time communicating it. I'm like, it's very conflicting to me. Because, like, on one hand, I feel like they want you to be, do they not want you to be independent, free thinking? Because literally, it just feels like somebody who just wants you to make decisions. They want you to just agree with whatever they're choosing for you. Child. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Whoever this is, whatever this situation is, I'm like, I already see where this is going. I'm like, whoever this masculine energy is, if they don't quit while they're ahead, if this is your kid, you're gonna lose that kid. You're gonna lose that kid. You can't bully folks into submission. You can't bully folks. You can't be a bully and expect that to gain you respect. And if you want change in the relationship, then you have to, and if you're trying to avoid certain things from happening, I think you got to go about this in a better way. Honestly, we go back to the top. Instead of trying to be a dictator, you should be trying to work with this person. Like, this is your kid. If this is your kid, you should be trying to work with the kid. Ask for the child's input. What is it that you want? Where would you like to go? Because I think I'm just getting a real heavy influence here in the center of kind of like a father figure worried about their kid. Or I mean, even if it's not their kid, it's like their wife or something, sister, whoever. But it's like I'm worried that they're gonna make the wrong decision, so I want them to do all the things that I say that they should do because I know best. And really, like, we don't know what's best for other people. Child, mind your business. Focus on yourself. But again, like I said, this person is like the financier, so they're kind of like, yeah, I don't like it. Because it almost feels like they want you to be codependent on them while they're financing the life. I don't like it. Yeah, it's almost like this person doesn't really... Ugh. I'm frustrated for somebody because it feels very much like somebody who just wants things their way. They want you to just... This is way beyond surrender. It's not even about surrender because it feels like you would be... They want you to sacrifice what you want in favor of doing what they want you to do. Right? Regardless of the fact that it's not necessarily fair to you. I don't know if I like this energy, honestly. What? Excuse me. You know what? I think there's somebody here who's actually afraid. Okay. It is kind of giving me like a father-child energy type thing. And it kind of feels like a parent being afraid of their kid like blossoming into life and like, you know, leaving the nest and, you know, going off and doing their thing, right? But here's the thing. If you... I'm like, because if this masculine energy keeps going the way that they're going, they're gonna run this kid, sister, spouse, whoever, off, and they're never going to come back if they keep going the route that they're going. If they keep going the route that they're going. It's kind of a weird energy. All right. I'm going to pull these. Ooh, or we're already an hour in. I was going to do a different spread, but since we're already an hour in, I'm going to... We'll do the index cards. Well, no, I don't need to do index cards. I'm going to pull these back. Hold on. I'll leave these out. I will clarify with a different deck, though. Let's use this deck. It is giving me the energy of like domineering parent, though. Domineering parent or husband or something like that. Could be a boss too. It could be a boss. It could, like, I'm like, now that I'm looking at it, it could be a work environment. Like if somebody is like, you got a boss who they want shit done, that they want shit done their way, but you may know better ways, or you know, just because you've learned them and you've researched them and you've looked into them and all that stuff, and they just want things done their way because they think that they know it all, and they don't really know shit. Or not that they don't know shit, they just don't know enough about what it is that they're like. They think that they know everything. Like, it's like somebody thinking that they're the expert in this one particular subject, but they're really not. And maybe whatever information that they have about the subject could be a little, you know, antiquated or whatever. And you know more because you've done, you know, you've done the research, you've done your homework, so you know all about it. And then when you try to express yourself and say, well, I want to do it this way, and they're just like, no, it should be done this way because I'm paying for it and it's my money and blah, 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 kind of thing. And really, all of this behavior, what it's going to end up doing is just alienating you from this person. It's going to make your relationship really weird. Okay. Yeah, it's still giving me that father figure energy, so yeah. Damn. You know what it's doing is it's just causing somebody to, I want to say, yes, withdraw, but it's just causing you not to want to talk about anything with this person. And I said, like, I've said it before, like, you know more than what you let on. Like, you know way more about the subject of, you know, this thing. Yes, you know way more about it than this person does. They're just trying to bully you into submission. Okay, I did say it. I was like, I didn't want to call it manipulation, but I did not want to call it manipulation, but that kind of is what it looks like. Now, I have a different layer over this. I did not, that I didn't consider previously. Because now this tells me there is outside influence here. Energetic influence. So tired of seeing this. There is some outside energetic influence here. Okay. There is some outside energetic interference. This is crazy. Okay. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my brain around this energy. Because this feels like somebody on the outside, like, this definitely feels like somebody throwing juju. Like, so hypothetically, if this is a situation that's going on, like, say, in your home or in your work environment or something like that, where you're dealing with somebody who's kind of like a little bit of a know-it-all, they want things done their way and whatever, right? This person, the person that is kind of like my way or the highway, there is, and it is connected to them, there is an energy around this gentleman that is causing, I'll just say it this way, whoever this masculine energy is, he is currently, or has been, but is also being currently energetically manipulated to behave in this way. So yes, everybody has, free will, and we do, whatever. But I feel like the behavior that this man is in or exhibiting, it's not on his, like, I normally would not say this, but I'm just saying it does not feel like, and that's why I was, in the very beginning, I was very perplexed by some of the energies that I see out here, because I'm like, this doesn't really make any sense. But now that I'm like an overlay, this man he has been manipulated. His energy is being manipulated in order to behave in this manner. And it has a lot to do, just in this section right here, with the resources. Remember in the beginning when I was like, whoever this is, he wasn't really putting in the time, but he was throwing money at everything? There's something right here that is energetically affecting that part of him. Because you remember I said, it's like, do what I say or I won't pay for XYZ, right? Okay. There is a very, just the energy over here. I'm trying to formulate the words, but what it feels like, it feels very much like they want this masculine, it's weird. They want this masculine to be kind of hyper fixated, almost obsessive about money. Right? About money, about like their lineage. I wish I could explain this better. I'm like, it's just a lot. Yeah, because even here and here, it's almost like it's the energy is to manipulate this masculine. Oh my God. It's like, if you don't do what I say, it's almost kind of like, if you don't do what I say, I'm not going to pay for whatever, right? Okay. But yeah, it has something to do, like, oh my God, I wish I could explain this better. I'm like, I can see it, but I can't explain it. Yes, they don't want this masculine. It's like it's to control their actions as well. Whatever this work is that's being done on them. But I'm going to say that I just want to put this out there though. There's a change coming to that. And I want to say maybe it has something to do with, it could have something to do with the new moon. Yeah. Somebody has been trying, yes, somebody has been trying to negatively affect or impact this masculine's life. I don't know how you're connected to this masculine or who he is to you or whatever, but I feel like, remember when I've said in other readings, I'm like, somebody's been trying to energetically affect, like they come after the divine feminine, but because the divine feminine is so highly protected, when they can't get any energy or anything off of the divine feminine, they move to the divine masculine, and they kind of, energetically try to affect the masculine. So I don't know what this is. Like, this literally, I mean, I kind of think I know what this is for myself, because I'm part of the collective too. Yeah, it's like somebody here who's been doing work to try to undermine, like, if say if this is a partnership and you're connected, by way of marriage or something like that. It's almost like the energy that's being pushed towards you is to create some weird sense of like instability. But I also feel like it's trying to make this masculine. It's weird. It's almost, let me grab these last three cards. I'm like, because I can also see an energy here too of somebody trying to manipulate an energy to like bring disharmony to a relationship, or to bring a relationship to an end. Whatever this energy is, the energy has been centered around the masculine. I don't know what this is or how it all connects. I don't. I don't. I'm gonna let y'all tell me in the comments. I'm like, this shit is all over the place. Because now it looks like if you're in a relationship, I'm like, this could literally be like, I am getting a parental child kind of scenario, but I also get like a boss employee, kind of thing. Something coming to an end or something changing. Something coming to an end or changing. But it's meant to influence this masculine's decision-making skills. Or, I'm telling you, I see so much out here, it's crazy. I do see an energy out here that's influencing him. It's like it's influencing the way that they're trying to influence this masculine. They're trying to influence the masculine by way of, like, they want the masculine to be heavily focused on money. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out, like, why. What is the purpose? They want this masculine to be fixated on money. But they want him fixated. How does that? I'm like, who does it benefit? They want this masculine fixated on money. To have a lack of clarity behind what they're investing in or what they're doing. So down here, if, like, say if you hypothetically you were in a relationship with this masculine, just follow me. I'm right now I'm just kind of thinking about the top cards, not so much the undercards. But say you're in a connection with this masculine, right? It's like they want this masculine to be more focused on, they want the man to be more focused on money, like earning potential. They want them focused more on that than on the actual connections. And it's not just your connection to the masculine. It could be just anybody in his life. They want this man to be just focused on the superficiality of, like, money and how much money I have. And this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I've never actually seen this on my board. I'm very, like, perplexed right now. But there is something shifting with the man's mindset. Or the concerns about, I don't know, they want this man to be, like, hyper focused on the potential of being broke and giving to the wrong places, and I want you to focus on your money and not your relationship. But even here, even with all the responsibilities that this man may have on his shoulders, like, he's recognizing, there is a recognition that something does need to shift or change. And by making that realization about something needing to change in the way that they carry out their relationships, like, I want to say that may be part of a lesson for this masculine energy. Yeah, it's almost like, okay, because money is a component, but it's kind of like making somebody focus more on about money, having money, not having money, versus being grateful for, like, what they already have in their life. It's like they want this masculine, because what it does is, in essence, it kind of creates like a runner chaser energy, like we're like somebody chasing after the dollar, runner chaser energy. Whatever you chase is going to run away from you, because that's just the energy of that kind of dynamic. And so it's almost like whoever has been trying to energetically penetrate this masculine, they have been wanting him to focus more on chasing the bag, getting the bag, which he has kind of, like, turned to his family, we'll say, family or, employees or whatever, to have them focusing on that, versus it's like chase the money, not the connection, not the cohesiveness of, a mutual respect relationship. It's do as I say, not as I do, and focus on chasing the bag and all that shit. And those things ain't important to everybody. And I feel like down here, there is either something shifting in the way that this person thinks. They may have learned something, you know, like discovered new information by way of research. I just heard somebody's reign of terror. Maybe, oh yeah, this energy, if you are in a partnership with this person, they wanted, it's kind of like they wanted somebody to think of, to not be focused on the actual connection of you know, the people. They wanted people to be focused on, they just want folks to be focused on money. This is, I've never seen this before. Yeah, to make this person think that, like, if it's, you know, if I got more money, I'll be happy. But they would be very unhappy to have money and no relationship. Does that make sense? I know this is all over the place, and I know, yeah, see, that's the thing. If they go that route, they're going to be, it's like they, whatever the energy is that's been trying to penetrate this masculine, they've wanted this masculine to put an end. They want these relationship dynamics to end in this masculine's life. I don't know who they are. Yo, shit. Oh, shit. This could be a mother figure. This is a lot. Okay. I have an energy out here of, it's like they, and if this ain't a mother figure, this is the energy of what they want. Like I said, this could be your partner or something. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. But what I see out here is there's a strong energy trying to influence this masculine. I see it in a couple of different places. Like, we know originally in the first spread, we were talking about somebody who just, instead of investing effort and energy into connections, they threw money at shit, thinking that, you know, that would be enough, right? But then on the overlay cards, there is an energetic influence, but the focus has been targeting this man to only focus on, like, superficial shit, like just like the money, just being only focused on money, how much money I can make, how much money you make, how much money we can bring in, how much money, right? But there is also an energy out here where they wanted to also influence this masculine to kind of like blow up his relationships, like all of his significant relationships, by simply just chasing after the bag. Like, if I'm just focusing on the money, and if in the top corner, it's kind of like, if you don't do what I say, then I'm not going to give you money, or I'm not going to support you financially. And then down here, it's kind of like, and if you're also in a relationship, they want this masculine to kind of like be confused about your relationship, like to make him make a choice. It's weird. It's almost like to make him make a choice to like blow up his relationship, to make him look at his partner like it's a poor investment of time and energy, and I'd be better off happy. I mean, I'd be happier on my own. It's a really weird energy out here, because what they've been trying to do is they don't want this masculine to view, like, if you're partnered with this man, they didn't want the masculine viewing you as like a counterpart, or seeing your relationship as harmonious and loving and all that stuff. They didn't want him looking at it that way. They wanted him looking at you as like a liability, not as an asset that you are. And what this masculine already knows, and I can see it, like, he knows that you're an asset to the connection. And that it would be, by engaging in anything else other than staying committed to your relationship, it would absolutely blow up your partnership. It would be a poor investment of his. So it's almost like, and I hadn't even considered this, hold on, which is weird because I don't actually have any cards out here about like third party energy. That's why I'm not really, I don't know what this is. But it does kind of come across like, I mean, and really the money could be the third party thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know what the relationship is or what the nature of your relationship is with this man. Um, yeah, it's weird. They want this man to think like they want this man. It's crazy because while he is throwing money at stuff, they want him to look at that, him throwing money. I don't know. It's like they want him to look at it as a poor investment. Oh my God, this is so crazy. I don't know what this is. Let me do one more line and then I'm gonna wrap because we're already an hour and a half in, and I'm so confused right now. I don't even know what this is, and I gotta go pick up my kid in a minute. Yeah, and that's why he's not doing anything, because he realized, yes, he already, okay, I love it, thank you. I'm like, these are more redeeming cards. I'm like, who, yes, okay. I'm like, woo, these are more redeeming cards. Okay, now I do have an energy down here. It's kind of like, you're not saying like what you don't know won't hurt you. It's almost like this is energy down here is like, and yeah, when you find out, it's gonna blow up everything. So I know better not to even do that, because that's not what this relationship is. This gentleman, I definitely like, because now in the original, like in the first spread, all the masculine cards came out in the reverse, all of them. Now, in the overlay cards here, I've got the Emperor in the upright. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a positive energy, right? This is a positive energy. But the card, and then down here, the King of Swords, also in the upright. A man of integrity. Yeah, he's not doing anything. I love this. He ain't doing anything to create waves in his own home. He ain't doing anything to create waves in his own home. Because I definitely get the sense that he's, wherever he is where he wants to be. This is overcoming conflict, victory, and success. But I do have this energy here, and this is giving me witchy woman. Potentially spreading false narratives. And you know, when we talk about spell work don't always have to be like candles and incense and incantations. It literally could just be spoken words, somebody talking shit about you, talking shit about your life, talking shit about your partnerships, just talking shit about you, period. Those words carry energy, and if you get enough people all coming together to talk the same shit, then you know there's power and there's power in the masses. Yeah, I see an energy of a man who's not really trying to risk blowing up their home or blowing up their home life by keeping secrets and doing shit that they know that they shouldn't be doing. So, even if there had been energy pushed towards this masculine, I feel like I'm talking about a different story. I mean, it could be, I don't know. But even if there was an energy being pushed towards this masculine to make him believe to make him believe that his home life or his situation, because again, I am getting like this weird transactional thing, and remember we were talking about somebody feeling or wanting somebody else to be like codependent or feel as though they're somebody was codependent on what they could provide and offer. Yeah, it's like they don't want, and then they don't want somebody to know that they're doing juju on them. for obvious reasons, right? They don't want somebody knowing that there's juju going on in the background. And the reason why this man stays is because of the love. Now, they may not be as intuitive as you may be. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. The person that's doing juju, there is somebody here that may be doing like pulse checking. Like, I don't know your connection to this person. I don't know if they have a way of looking you up, but it's almost like to see if whatever they're doing is actually working, and they're kind of unhinged because either they can't see. Yeah, there's an energy here trying to create some type of upheaval in your life. And I feel like they want this masculine, what the goal is or has been, they want this masculine literally to blow up his own life. They want him to make these crazy ass, they want him to make crazy ass decisions. But the thing is that he knows whoever this man is, I want to say, even going from the very beginning of this reading, this masculine, whoever he is being energetically influenced by another. Somebody who does have like witchy capabilities. And what they're doing is they're trying to get this man to be in a state of confusion and make decisions that would ultimately blow up his relationships. But he is very clear about where his loyalties are. Very, very clear about where his loyalties are. If somebody here, this is like, for me, this is giving me like word magic. Somebody has been doing some work on this masculine. Oh my God. Okay, so there's some word magic here, and I feel like they want, I feel like the story done took a turn. Yeah, it's kind of like they want this man to have a bunch of burdens on his own back so that he is too frazzled to make like rational decisions. Yes. Whatever this energy is, yes. Okay. So whatever this energy is, whoever this because there is a practitioner out here, maybe up to 2 people that are doing, like, this could be 3 people. I mean, I've still been seeing the same, like, 3 people that show up. There's an energy out here that has been trying to create conditions for this masculine to, like, obsess over money. I don't know what the purpose is of obsessing over the money is, but there's this energy wanting this man to really hyperfixate on money. But they want him to hyperfixate on the money so much so that it destroys all of his relationships, because it's not like it's kind of like the energy in which he's providing or giving money or throwing money, whatever he's throwing money at, it's like kind of like for the wrong reasons. It does come with it does initially, like I said, initially it's like, I want you to do what I want you to do, right? But then at the same time, they also kind of want him to be unhappy about, it's like kind of like looping him back. Remember when I said several readings back, how like they were attacking both the masculine and the feminine, but what they were doing was they were essentially kind of trying to loop them into an older timeline that is connected to an experience from their past that may have been, you know, unpleasant or whatever. Don't have fond memories of. But it's like they wanted to keep somebody in this energy so that they would eventually choose to just to walk away, that they would choose to walk away from whatever they're doing. And the thing that's been preventing them from actually walking away is that this masculine, the one thing I think that whoever the practitioners are, or whoever this is that's doing work on the masculine, I don't think what they anticipated was the fact that the masculine, he is very clear on like who his people are and like where he wants to be. Like he's very clear about that. Like he's very clear about his relationship and his intention to be in his relationship and to be like to keep that solid, because he already knows like if I blow this up, like there's no getting it back. They want him to like, all of the energy that I see on the upper layer is they want this masculine to make a stupid ass decision to abandon his post. To abandon his post. Because if he abandons his post, they win. And I'm not sure what they're trying to win, but they win. Baby, I don't know what that is. Alright, I gotta go pick up my kid. Because school gets out in 3 minutes and I'm still sitting here. Uh-oh. Let's do dice and then I'm gonna go. Like, this is a crazy ass reading. We'll talk about it in the live premiere. Alright, so this is Pluto, this is Mars, and this is the North Node. North Node, Pluto, Mars. We have Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo. I have 4th house, 5th house, and 6th house. 4th house is your roots and your home. 5th house is like romance, kids, sex, creativity. 6th house is your daily routines, acts of service, and health. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, give you clarity or confirmation of your own story, give the video a thumbs up. I know it was a little bit all over the place. I'm very confused right now. We started off talking about one thing and then ended up talking about something else. But overall, this masculine is being energetically fucked with, basically. So if he's kind of acting like a douche, it's because energetically, and I'm not saying that none of it's his responsibility to kind of adjust, but he's being energetically manipulated to behave in this manner. There it is. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care.